Hey folks, Zach Hubeck with another edition of Airwaves. I have a very special guest with me today, Josh Potter from Cambium Networks. Josh, how are you today, sir?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Well, Josh, first and foremost, why don't we start with what's your role at Cambium Networks, sir?
I am a system architect, and what that means is I work with the engineering team, I work with the customers, I solve problems. Lots of things just end up on my plate. So very involved with the teams all the way across the company.
Awesome. And now Cambium has a pretty vast portfolio, Josh. You have a specific focus. What is that, sir?
The fiber product. Yes,
All
I've
right.
been working with that, and I've got a whole lab right here, and yeah.
Very cool. Now, folks, Cambium Networks, entered the market 2000, 2001 as Motorola Canopy, point to multi-point, point-to-point products. And as we've seen them evolve over the years, we now have fiber solutions, enterprise Wi-Fi solutions, and the fixed wireless solutions they're known for. So, Josh, why don't we start with what is in your fiber portfolio today?
We have the head-end side, which is the OLT, and we have the ONT, which is the subscriber side. So just the electronics that go on both ends of the fiber cable.
Yep.
And on the subscriber side, we have two main categories. It's kind of a 2x2 grid. We have the indoor model and the outdoor model.
Okay.
And we have GPON and XGS-PON, which is basically like 1 gig or 10 gig options.
Awesome. Great. Now, customers have had their hands on these products. What's some of the initial feedback you're getting from customers about Cambium Networks fiber solutions?
This is our most unique product here. It's the outdoor unit. And this has had some love. So it's very simple to open up, and there's a little fiber tray in here that you can remove. And these come out as well. So you can take this and use this as your outdoor NID on the home.
Nice.
And one of the big benefits to that is this is all accessible to the technician without entering the premise. So you have like that clean demarc, where right at the edge of the house, just like with the outdoor radio, you've got that clean, this is my unit, and indoors is the Wi-Fi. So that has been real nice. Also with this, you just take the fiber directly into this port here, and then you've got a PoE that's the same PoE that all Cambium devices are using. Also supports both polarities, so you can use other vendors' PoE for the 24 to 30 volt range.
Nice. So it sounds like you guys are eliminating an appliance. You don't need that NID. And then also you're saving people time of, if there's a customer who's not home, the service provider can literally go to that premise, troubleshoot, fix it, and then be on their merry way. They don't have to worry about scheduling, things like that. Do I have it right?
Yeah. And an example that I like to think about is if there's a fiber cut and you're out trying to find out exactly where it's at, you might be going house to house at 3 a.m. trying to see which ones are online and figuring it out, and can't go indoors like that at that kind of time. So it makes it a lot simpler to manage that.
Very cool. Great innovation. Great forward thinking by Cambium. Awesome. I love it. Cool. So there's a lot of fiber solutions in the market. Indeed, Josh. Tell us why Cambium in your own words.
I would say the biggest reason is it's built specifically for people that are in our industry. It's for the WISP that has now started adding fiber to the market. We focus on the simple relationships. We're a company where you can have my cell phone number and call me if you need some engineering support. You don't always get that with the larger providers.
Okay.
We've got a good sales team and good channel, so you can work with distributors to get all kinds of information. We just make that channel very easy to work for the smaller businesses, all the way from startup to large regional companies. So
awesome.
We try to make the pricing simple, and we try to keep the quality top notch. We do keep the quality top notch, and we're just really building it specifically for this customer.
Very cool. I love it. All right. So let's talk about hardware design a little bit and innovation. We've got a lot of competitors in the market who are priced a lot differently. Talk to us about your guys' price point and some of the innovations you've included to make that a world-class product for service providers?
I see the market layout as kind of two main categories. You have a budget category, and then you have the carrier grade category.
Okay.
And with the carrier grade, what is carrier grade? Well, we kind of have a definition of that. A while back, AT&T built a specification, and that spec defines how much horsepower you need to have in the hardware, what feature sets you need to have. We're building to meet and exceed that spec, whereas the budget options are all finding a corner to cut. That can be, it can affect packets per second. All of our OLTs and ONTs are all business and carrier grade. We have no like residential grade chipsets, and it does make a difference at scale for sure.
Nice.
Does put us in the carrier grade pricing category, but we minimize the residual costs on that. So we have the simplest pricing and no extensive support contracts required and stuff.
Okay.
We're bringing Cambium quality and relationships and everything to the fiber market.
I love it. Great. So with some other fiber solutions, there's recurring costs and licensing and things like that. Talk to us a little bit about Cambium's program and some of the recurring soft costs that are affiliated with your guys' fiber solutions.
Sure. Up front, we have no required recurring costs.
Okay.
So if you want to run it, you can operate the hardware fully without any fee whatsoever.
Nice.
However, there is a PON subscription, and that is an annual subscription. And what that gets you is CN Maestro Management Suite. So if you want to manage the updates automatically, zero touch config. So you plug in a unit, it gets upgraded to your standard version and configured through CN Maestro. That does require the PON subscription. But if you're using other monitoring systems, you want to manage your updates manually or through your own code, any of that kind of stuff, you can do all of that because our APIs to the hardware is all open. You can work with me if you need any help with any of that stuff. We're very open and supportive of companies doing it the way they want to do it.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, let's talk about resources and support. So you've got a lot of service providers out there that have traditionally done fixed wireless access, and now by necessity and what the market is demanding and what our consumers are demanding, they have to take a hybrid fiber and fixed wireless approach. What are some of the resources you have to help some of those new service providers who might be fairly new to fiber? How do you help those folks out?
You can start with our website. We do have like a PON calculator on there that can help you understand link budgets. That's brand new. I helped design that.
Awesome.
There's also our distributors. We shouldn't like undervalue that. There's personal relationships that you can build and you can get support through them. We back that all up with Cambium support and with me personally and the rest of the engineering team. Because the product is new right now, I'm actually getting involved directly in a lot of the support relationships, and a coworker, Feder, does a lot as well. So kind of two of us that are the main touch points that you'll want to get to know when you deploy fiber.
Awesome. And I will shamelessly plug one of your distributors, Wave, and MBSI Wave up in Canada. We have a dedicated senior systems engineer named Bayan Dean Parvar. He actually, prior to us, worked for a service provider and got them up with their own fiber practice. He is dedicated to fiber 100% of the time. So we also, for 2024, are planning a lot of boot camps and trainings for your guys' fiber solutions. So more to come. There's a ton of support. And Josh, to your point, it's not just Cambium supporting you. Wave is there. MBSI Wave is there in Canada. We're here to help and support. Awesome. All right, let's talk about hybrid fiber and fixed wireless. What are some best practices with your guys' a hybrid network, fiber working alongside fixed wireless access? Give it to me.
I think this is where we're going to really shine. We know the point to multi-point MAC layer really well, so we know how to manage synchronization of customers. We're early to the market on that, and it's been a important thing for scaling WISPs. We're bringing that same deep level knowledge of packet management to fiber, and
Yep.
some of the places where that will make a difference. Fiber already works. We don't need any special secret sauce to make fiber work for PON. But what about when you start making one of those subscribers be an access point full of subscribers? Now
Okay.
it's kind of like taking a pie and cutting it into, say, 32 slices, but one of those slices is another 32 slices. They're not even size slices anymore. So that's part of the challenge that we are simplifying with all of the low level stuff to make it very easy to deploy networks that have a lot of creativity in them.
Awesome. Very cool. Now, in any network install, Josh, we're going to have some hiccups along the way, things like that. What have you guys experienced? What are some of the gotchas people should know about with Cambium Networks fiber solutions?
The biggest one has been deploying it directly to production and not firing it up on the bench next to you. So it is easy to get fired up on the bench. I use a MikroTik 4011 as the upline. It gives me a fiber port, so I can use that SFP port, and I just use a DAC to connect to it. The biggest trick there is using setting up the VLAN, because all of the customer traffic is going to come across from the VLAN. So you set that up, VLAN 100 by default. You can use a different one if you want to, but it's plug and play. Once you get past that initial setup, I've got a 0 to Cambium fiber in 10-minute document that I can share, and we're going to be making that readily available through the channel soon as a document. But it's just the 5 steps required to bench test. And I think that's really important, just to be familiar with it before you go out into the field and deploy it and drive long distances and and forget a USB cable or something like that. And
a 2-hour one-way trip to forget a USB cable is just not worth it. And would probably instill some and result in some explicatives from that installer, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So Josh, talk to me a little bit about how Cambium is helping fiber service providers save time and money with your solutions.
Well, one option we've already covered a little bit is this unit here. And this allows you to have a clean demarcation outside your home. You combine the NID and the ONT into one device.
Nice.
And you can recover from issues quicker and lower cost.
Very cool. Now that's an all outdoor unit with the NID and the ONT both built in. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is exactly what this is. And it comes in GPON or XGS-PON.
Very nice. And now if there is a trouble ticket or people need to go out and actually service on site, they don't have to get into the house. Is that correct?
That's correct. You can just plug your laptop in here. You do need a power source, so you use a battery PoE injector and service everything outside.
Very cool. No worries about scheduling with the homeowner. They could be away. You could just send them a notification. Hey, we're going to be servicing your fiber install in your area around these times, and they can knock that out. Awesome. Very cool. All right, Josh. So from a real world experience, I'm an engineer who's embraced your fiber solutions. What's my experience going to be like, and what are the steps I'm taking in the process?
Sure. We have 4 areas of management that you can interface with on the equipment. There's CN Maestro, and it can be fully operated from CN Maestro and automated. There's a web GUI where you can go in and configure just like all Cambium existing devices. There is the CLI, which is a switch-like CLI. If you know Cisco, you're going to feel comfortable with this. And then we've got an API that allows you to integrate billing systems or other systems. And that all communicates directly with the head-end unit, the OLT.
Yep.
And that has a management port on it that all that stuff is accessed over, which is the Ethernet port. It also can do in-band management, and there's a console cable that you can use to get into the CLI manually.
So Josh, people are interested in your fiber solutions. How do they get started?
Yeah, we're exclusively a channel company. So that means you need to work with Wave or a distributor of your choice. And Wave is a perfect choice for anybody in US and Canada. And you guys also have your own fiber knowledge resources inside, but we back you up with anything Cambium specific. And yeah, that's how you get started.
Awesome. Very cool. And Josh was referring to Bayan Dean Parvar. He's one of our senior engineers who is exclusively focused on fiber for Wave. And then also, folks, if you're listening in from Canada, we have MBSI Wave as well. So we're here to support you. We're offering a lot of boot camps and everything for 2024. And really, folks, Cambium has a great introductory offer here as well. They're running a promotion through the end of the year for OLTs, ONTs. It's your introductory fiber offer. It does require a specific quote, either from Wave or MBSI Wave. If you need more information, we're here to help you. And keep in mind, folks, that does expire at the end of December in 2023 here. So get started and let's get rolling on this. Josh, thank you so much for your time today. Folks, this is another edition of Airwaves. This is all about Cambium Networks fiber solutions, and we're excited to work with you. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.